ko ginawa nila tong line na to
you in the eyes and just went with it, you know?
It's okay. Now you know how I feel when I first started looking at you in the casting table in season 8.
There you go.
It's the death ball that we're talking about for RSG, going for the throwback on how their mechanics, their playstyle is working for up against the world champs. It's something that they prepared for. And Coach Panda, from surviving the play-ins to now, it's purely momentum for them to just keep on doing. And on the first one for the world champions, they were lacking in the damage department on some point.
Yep.
But the hooks and invades of Yaoi himself, he wasn't missing on those hits.
You know, Renmar pointed this out though, right? He's like, if Benny Cutie is taken out quickly, you know, they lack so much damage. The pickoff potential was there, but the follow-up wasn't necessarily there so well.
Well, if we're talking about how we want to have Echo's game face on, let's start over with the crowd. For the power of Smart, make sure you have your device in a green background, and we will have our winner for the second day. Yeah, that's it. Remove your mask if you want to have the game face up and running on the screen. And we have a winner for day number 2 of the playoffs. If you're joining the fun tomorrow, you might have a chance to win the game face of the day for playoffs day 3. Yeah. Yeah. And that was an RSG tattoo on his left cheek.
I would love one of those, by the way. No bias, by the way. I'm just saying, I would love.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if we'd be able to be on desk here with a face tat, even if it's RSG.
Like, I'll be honest, I saw a lot of people with that, but I didn't realize that it was a specific team fake tattoo.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I just started wondering why does our crowd today seem to love face tattoos?
Right?
Yeah.
I was wondering,
You guys going through some inner things there?
Yeah, it's the most amount of face tattoos I saw, and then I realized, oh, it's an RSG fake logo.
Imagine if all the teams had those, and you just put all the teams on your face.
Wow.
What do you think the parents would say when you go home?
You might look like a tumbler with a lot of stickers in it.
That's kind of like your Tumblr.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I brought it.
Sooner or later, we might have fans with battle stripes on their faces.
I would love that.
I know sometimes we see fans show up with that on their face. I'd like to see more fans in the Philippines do more of that. Battle face paint.
Face paint. War paint.
War paint. Tattoos. Horns. An elephant. Bring out a tiger.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's not going to be legal, so please don't do that.
Hey, they
Let's
brought
just
out
send
a
it in the
dog,
draft,
by the way.
please.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Man, it's John Wick's dog.
Yeah, and that dog almost just completely shredded Rockhard. Because Rockhard was telling us, he asked, hey, if I did this bit with you, the dog won't attack me, right? But then when he did it with John Wick earlier, the dog just straight up stood up. With everyone thought it was asleep, and then you saw the fear in Rockhard's eyes flash for a moment.
It's one moment that we all really memorable. Who was really memorable today? I'm losing
John
my
Wick
words.
was.
John Wick. Yeah, it's W-E-A-K. It's only in the Philippines. John Wick. And going back to our draft here, it's Echo taking the Arlot once again for their prio pick. But they banned out the Kaja, the Fredrin, and the Fanny. But on the side of RSG, we have the Lancelot, Yuzong, and the one with staple bans as well. But will they take Glue this time around for their first 2 picks?
Yeah, it's the exact same, not entirely exact same drafting pattern. Instead of a Karita ban coming in from Echo, they decide to ban out the Fredrin instead. So the trade will be Joy still available, and they go Valentina maybe if they want to. Nope. It's the Glue, as you mentioned earlier, OSX.
Oh,
So similar picks. I think we might see a similar draft happen here with at least 2 picks changed per team, while the rest being the same.
Right. And speaking of being the same here, since we have the Glue, would this be the time for Echo to use the Lapu Lapu? And we have an Akai.
Well, there's a change, right? Akai's going to be picked up this time. It was banned in the previous game. They also lock in the Valentina again. Now, for Echo specifically, I think I would have loved to see them secure, a traditional marksman pick. Maybe that would have helped them better here. But I think this is all okay also, right? The fact that even if the last couple bans, once RSG locks in their last phase pick here,
Yep.
you still have a lot of options. Again, Benny Cutie's Mincetar, I wouldn't say it was a fail. You know, I wouldn't say that in that composition they couldn't, I feel like, execute it to its full potential
Yeah, it was
because
difficult.
you know it showed some promise. So I would like to see Midstar pop up, not necessarily this game, but again, right, sometime in the playoffs. I don't know about Gold Lane, but you know, I would like to see another sample size of Midstar Gold Lane. Now for this, the carry's locked in here. So now, do we expect these bans from RSG to be marksman focused?
Yep. I see them potentially banning out the Claude, considering that they have a glue with him. The Faramis is open, so Faramis might be the ban, but considering that there is a Valentina and a Valentina mid and Faramis roam is a rare combo for Echo, RSG might leave it open, but at the same time, RSG might also want to pick it up for themselves. The Jungle Joy is still an option for RSG, so they can go Jungle Joy mid Faramis, and then they'll take out the Claude here, maybe even the Beatrix. But they decide to take out the Grog, so they're taking away Yaoi heroes, while Echo are trying to funnel that Joy into the mid again, so that by removing some of the favorite heroes here of Vexstar, they take away the Eve.
Yeah, that's a good ban though. And if you're up against a carry, you don't want that Eve to be a good partner of this carry, because in Mayhem and Madness, we've seen that match earlier in the first series of the day, and you don't want it in your team. And Echo sees this threat to be out of their crosshair. So now with this, will this be the time for Bendicuti to use his Melissa, or will RSG ban that out?
In terms of the Melissa pickup for Echo, actually not favored for them. It seems to be usually one of their last few options if they want to pick up a marksman. So RSG can take one out here if they want to. They don't need to, but they take out the Faramis.
Okay.
So yeah, they still consider the possibility that the Faramis would have gone to Yaoi. While Echo is still considering that a candidate could have been picked up. Good.
They're forcing it.
Yeah, they're forcing this
Joy.
Joy to go to the mid lane, most likely, yes.
Okay. Still possibly the same thing for Exort, unless they try something different for this flex pick. So now we'll be... Oh,
Yes, there it is. The
Franco
Franco
man.
pickup.
lights
And
back.
No, Echo answers for the Kufra. A little bit more mobility here for Echo. So they're going to be going for dive. And are they going to continue with the gold laner? It is the Beatrix. RSG, if they want to, they can go Kagura. But that will leave them susceptible to invades. Yeah.
It's White
Yeah,
Town.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
White Town on the
Yeah.
screen.
Well,
You know-
I like the idea of a Kagura and a Franco together, honestly.
That's a good point.
I don't know why, but I forgot his name. I just know him as
I call him White Town.
Whitetown.
Yeah.
I love his energy, by the way.
He's
His
so-
energy actually reminds me of our dear friend, by the way. Shout out to LaFell. I
Oh,
know he's
yeah.
watching right
Yeah,
now.
that's
And
true.
and that energy,
Is electric.
probably the most charismatic, energetic person I would say that I know. And of course to Rose as well. Rose is also watching. And
Rose.
congratulations to her, by the way, for the award that she won for her first time in the MPL, actually. So shout out to you guys and everybody else watching around the world. And now that we have this draft wrapped up, Martiz,
Yep.
it was that last pick that locked in here. So that is going to be in the jungle. And, of course, for Echo, I love Echo's draft this time. I feel like it is very well-rounded. There is a lot of CC there. There's a lot of damage potential, too. And really also, how do you utilize the Valentina here in this case?
Well, seems like they're going to be using the Valentina ult to just take away either the ult of the Joy or the Franco. It would be good if they could maximize the potential suppress that they can get. If it will be the ultimate of the Franco that the Valentina on the hands of Sanji will be getting, especially that they're up against a Joy. However, they don't necessarily need to overload that. They can also get the electrifying beats of the Joy, considering that the presence of the Arlott, Kufra, and Arlott, Kufra, and Akai rather, might be more than enough to just disrupt the Joy's ability to continue proccing those dashes and being able to deal damage. So it'll be up to Sanji. He'll be the X factor here, and his ultimate selection and targeting.
I love it. I love it. The X Factor. The only way to break down the possible move here of RSG is to overload their composition with the lineup of Echo that they can utilize early game. But for now, aiding on the mid lane, it's Carl Teasy getting on the orange first, while on the other hand, Irad had a faster way of getting the two main objectives as a Martis.
Yeah. Echo really need to be careful with the ultimates coming in from this Martis. Again, extended team fights works very well here for RSG. And the lower in health Echo are in extended team fights, the more they'll be chained together with ultimates coming in from the Martis.
That's the thing, you know, extended team fights for RSG and everything, but Echo, like I said, they have great set potential. So if they're able to find it, whether that's with Yawi or even Carl Teasy, able to secure objectives using the heavy spin, push people away, or lockdown.
Yep.
And then on top of you have final slash utility, the way that works, right? So Benny Cutie in this part, it's like, hey man, just farm up, get to where you need to be. You're going to be that massive damage dealer that we need in this Beatrix, where it's a little different from that dynamic they had in the previous game, right? So we know that that's the case, and that's why RSG also playing very safely, because right now, early game, they are just relying on Light, right? Light has to land those hooks the best he can, try to get a momentum kind of started here for the Raiders.
Yeah, damage investment up top. No wonder the pressure is on the gold lane, and Light is aiding most of the time with the rotation faster and quicker to slow things down a bit for that Beatrix.
Yep.
Meanwhile, good positioning here by Echo. Carl Teasy, half HP on the turtle.
Yep, Carl Teasy going to go ahead and continue to work on that. There's a final slash. Irad going to be in trouble. Can't even get close to the turtle. Has to back off. Turtle will be secured here for Echo. That's the hook that's going to land. Sanford quite low, trying to get away here. Nath does not want to commit to it. He knew the backup was there, though. Oh, Exort, though, goes in to clean up the kill.
Sanford single-handedly zoned out Irad and Nath, stopping RSG from contesting that turtle. RSG was able to get a kill out of that. Carl Teasy right at the edge of Akai's belly. Exort not getting connected by that
Oh,
stun.
the flicker, bloody hunt combo comes in. Benny Cutie will not be able to escape that one.
A bit of a near engage here. Benny Cutie lost information on who's going to be in that death bush.
Yes.
And so far, Yaoi's on the aid with Carl Teasy and mostly in the mid lane.
No significant item pickups just yet. Still very even.
Gonna miss the rage. He has to back off.
Right at the edge this time of the Tyrant's Rage of Yaoi. Just the hug range of Akufra. Right at the back.
The Tyrant's edge.
Yeah, he's lacking some workouts with those lats.
Okay. Carl Teasy was actually looking for M on there. Not going to commit. The heavy spin, still focusing on the top side, but the response from RSG was there. And, you know, we're back to it, basically, for both teams. I mean, RSG is doing a great job at responding where Echo decides to play. So Echo's going to either respond to that, have the counterplay available to them, all before this next turtle comes up, or actually just go even for a full-on fight to match RSG here.
Yeah, they need to have their checklist right for Benny Cutie this time, because if they want to have the damage investment to work as early as possible, they need to mind the distance and get information as early as possible. But the turtle here being targeted by two.
Okay,
now
Nath
goes in
first. Split already used. There's the heavy spin. He's going to push Light back here. Getting locked down a little bit. Turtle still going to be less than half health. Light will fall. The rest of Echo has now shown up. They're going to jump in. Irad secures the turtle, goes in with a decimation, finds a kill, gets a flicker out as well. Sanji and Yaoi run for the mid lane turret.
Great work there by Nath this time around to zone out Carl Teasy, and now he's dueling against Sanford. The bottom lane, how brave Nath is, knowing how he can regen with the glue. What else can happen here? Here comes Irad, 2v1.
Here comes Irad. Sanford, is he going to be able to escape this one? Tough situation, but meanwhile in the mid lane, Yaoi going to get unleashed on by Emon. Still going to be looking for the kill, can't find it. Bottom side though, they still in the lane. They finally get the turret there down. Sanford will survive though.
RSG and the tempo they're playing at, their decision making, knowing which targets to take at the right time. They're not just playing around the center of the map, looking and depending too much on Light to set things up. Seems like they've learned how to split themselves even more in terms of, okay, you're going to go there in the river, going to go down here to the bottom lane, mess him up. And I believe that's one of the biggest improvements that RSG brought out here. They seem more free-flowing.
Yeah.
Going along with the statement that Coach Panda made before, they used to just keep looking at the errors and fix. But then Coach Panda said, sometimes you just got to let them do what's best, and they're doing it now. Here comes Echo, though.
Yeah, we're going to land that rage. Light's the one to be punished and fall. RSG might be looking to bite back here. They know they're outnumbered, though. So they're going to back off for now. Carl Teasy still looking for more. Has the heavy spin available. But it might not be worth it for Echo to force a situation to be in. Irad going to spawn out Carl Teasy, and they should be fine for just now. Naft's making his way up, walking his way up here. We go ahead and poke down. There's the split. Might be looking for the follow-up. Light going to go in. Looks like he flickered in. Not going to land the hook, though. Still going to be going for it. What? Pressing on into the lane. There's the bloody hunt, and Yaoi will fall. And now RSG, once again, a response there. Irad still looking to press the situation under the turret. Gonna get terrified. Sanford's right there. Goes in. Carl Teasy will fall. Look at Exort from the backside. A 2-for-1 trade, but a turret, the tier 1 will fall of Echo.
That was 3 members being trapped in Glue's goo. And Light and Eman is just holding the way of how Sanji can even chase them. That is Echo being divided. Most of their times, they can't get a good set here.
Nah, still, my goodness, the transformation he went. I mean, he was a monster in the regular season, but now he's back to the closest we've seen Nath since his MSC Season 9 prime. Dare I say, this is even scarier now, and how well RSG are playing around it. They've understood their limitations. They've understood their strength so well that Echo is struggling, but here comes Echo.
Naft's once again the front of it all. Going to take quite a bit of damage. Had to use the split. Turtle still going to be worked on here. Emon is not part of this fight. So they're going to have to go with 4 members. Irad still able to secure the turtle, even without the numbers advantage.
Whoa!
Iron Hook going to land, but it's Yaoi that they find. RSG finding 2 objectives, one on the top side plus the turtle.
And that was just Nats pulling everybody in, and how he managed to lay the turtle on his side by just standing. That's just one way to divide Echo, and he's not even stressing or breaking out a sweat. Eman is on top of the gold earnings right now, which makes the items more faster and hits more hard against Echo.
Yeah, man, if I had the opportunity to, I would never let go from hugging a panda also. So I get it. I get why Nath just keeps going on Carl Teasy, disrupting him. And yes, even though Carl Teasy was able to retribution there in time, you know how hard it is to even think about being able to retrieve properly, knowing that the glue can just mess you up at any time or you're going to get punished. RSG are just giving Carl Teasy hell every time there's an objective team fight.
Yeah.
And it's working out wonders for them.
And as Coach Dale said, and Wolf back in the analyst stand, it's one of the top picks in their region, and it's most likely the highest ban rate on their tournaments. So this calls one a deadly pick, and even in the hands of Nats in his prime form, and has a title to defend to MSC this year. Exhort, on the other hand, goes in the middle.
Irad going in too from the backside, going to be looking for the Decimate. Exhort will fall here. Still, Echo fights on. Even with a bloody hunt, they're quite low though. Heavy spin going to find Irad. They were looking for Emon, they couldn't find him. But Exhort falls, so Echo comes out with that team fight.
Benecute's ultimate was too far. To even suffice the defense of RSG.
Yeah, they weren't able to maximize the damage. Could have gone way worse for RSG, but Echo will be proud of themselves for that scenario with how first Yaoi and his 2-man Tyrant's Rage breaking the flow of team fight for RSG, and then the heavy spin coming in from Carl Teasy Sakai, secure that pin down, and even split up the fight even more. So that's what we were talking about in the draft, the strengths of Echo's lineup and how disruptive it is for a usual team fight if RSG aren't careful.
If they are being careful right now, they need to be careful on how RSG's building their end game plan, because Ammon right now has physical damage immunity to get into those team fights, that he is being in front of everybody and has really the confidence to strike and take a kill first. Because right now, on the other hand, the positioning how RSG is pulling the Lord or even the main objectives on their side is really a great trap for Echo to just respond.
Yeah, Yaoi going ahead and charge up here. This time he's got the immortality as well. So they're actually just going to go ahead and let RSG hold on to this Lord, start up that dance. Carl TZ will show himself as well. Emon and Light will make their way to join in on this fight. Still, Echo looking for the best angle, best opportunity to start up this fight and hopefully take this Lord for themselves.
Oh, conceal.
Light, though, going to go in with the flicker. They find the bloody hunt. They get the lockdown. Do they have the damage? Heavy spin comes out as well. Still going to be unleashing Yaoi. Immortality will be popped here. Going to go down by Navs. And they force them back even further. Now the green light for RSG to take the Lord.
Yaoi sacrificed himself to save Carl TZ from that engage. The ultimate flicker combo onto Light. But with all the lanes being cleared, RSG is just setting up the breadcrumbs to Echo to force to even clear up their waves, making them so vulnerable on the map.
And right now, RSG are just too damn good. This is just them continuing their momentum from yesterday, playing out of their minds. Perfect targeting, perfect timing. Everything that RSG struggled with during the regular season, we saw it, how well they fixed it yesterday. But this is undeniable truth that they are in the zone and on point still today.
That is true. And as they say, how will they even defend this if you're Echo? Lord will be melted down here, but on the other hand, Yaoi and Carl TZ might look for an angle for this setup, but who do they catch here as they defend their own base?
Well, right now, they're still going to be doing what they can, basically, at this point. RSG, nice, comfortable lead, but ultimately will not be able to break into the base of Echo just yet. But if things continue the way they have been for the past 4 or 5 minutes or so, they're going to have trouble. You can already see commitment on Navs here. It's going to be biting them in the butt. Hook going to land. Still looking for the follow-up here. Emon trying to make his way to the fight. The flicker comes in. Yaoi going to fall. The damage from Betty Cutie has to be respected. Nafs will go down as well. The 1-for-1, a roam for an XP lane. So Echo is showing signs of fight here. But they just got to hold it together a little bit longer.
Extended team fights, as you say, Redmar.
The question is, how long can they hold it even longer here? How long can they even hold on?
How long can they hold it even longer?
Yes.
Against the extended longer fights longer.
I'm gonna get you back for that, dude. Echo, you see it, yes. Benny Cutie's positioning key, and RSG now in terms of just being able to avoid. And I feel like that's also been the condition for Echo here. These two teams drafted the lineup wherein, similar to what we saw yesterday in Game 2 of Onyx versus RSG, Game number 2 of Bren versus Blacklist International, even though that lineup seemed to be more Blacklist favored. At this point, it's just you being able to play better than your opponent. Avoiding the right abilities, knowing when to engage. If you get caught by Light's Bloody Hunt, are you going to engage right away or wait and see what your opponents do? Do you engage Eman, but does he have his Purify? So many questions to ask if you're Echo for RSG. Same thing. Are we going to go in now? Where's the final slash? What ultimate does Sanji have? Does Carl TZ have heavy spin? Once they get to answer those questions and then acknowledge them, then they'll be able to fight the fight that they want to bring out.
That's the question. What is going to be the first move of Echo? Because right now, just one turret has been taken away from RSG. In the last 15 minutes of this game, no defenses has been met down, but they would really want to contest this Lord. But the problem is there's also minions coming in their base. There's so much in their plate right now.
Mid lane.
Look at Light and Emon pushing the mid lane here. They might second guess, might look for a cutoff. Betty Cutie gonna be in trouble. Light gonna flicker in. Was hunting for Sanji, not gonna find him just yet. Has to use it on Yaoi. Emon looking for the positioning here. Heavy spin gonna be used on the defense. Look at the damage though. Coming out from Emon, gets the immortality. Meanwhile, Sanford, the focus, 1 versus 3. Still looking for the follow-up, has the final slash. 1 hit away and will survive. RSG makes the green light go signal for the Lord.
We were talking about how RSG could be overloaded by Echo, but it's happening the other way around. Echo has forcing or being forced to answer with all of their ultimates to save their lives and go back to the base.
One of the smartest plays, pick-off, sandwich attempts I've seen this season, but Yaoi finds snaps.
Yeah, we're gonna find Nats here. Nats will fall. A follow-up from Betty Emon now unleashing. They've got more work cut out for them. There's the killing spree from Sanji. 2 down for RSG. They're in trouble now. Emon gets the kill on Yaoi. Sanji gonna force Emon back here, and Carl Teasy will take this Lord, securing it for Echo. Irad might want to look to make it happen. Gonna do his best to tank quite a bit, but it's 1 versus 3. He stayed way too long.
Bang!
Final slash, the kill from Benny Cutie and the Lord for Echo.
Emon, he's so untouchable right now, but look at that up top. He's also pushing and splitting as well.
Echo walks away with the Lord and multiple kills. We posed many questions for Echo and RSG before that major Lord fight. They answered them, but Echo answered it better. In terms of the items, no clear lead there, but we're seeing the effects of a Valentina having the Divine Glaive on him, not the Winter Truncheon, the Clock of Destiny, Lightning Truncheon, and the Enchanted Talisman. This is actually a signature item building path that Sanji brings out as a Valentina. And now we're feeling it with him using the Joy Ultimate, how much it hurts. So it's also like RSG has to go up against the Joy, and that's good for the Valentina. We know Valentina to only be able to deal damage in like 2-3 bursts, but now as a Joy, he can deal more damage for longer periods of time.
Yeah, that's how they soak up.
Oh, the final slash.
Nats.
Gonna come through, getting Nats.
Oh!
The hook from down under! Light finding Sanji with a big play. Now gonna capitalize off it. Exor chasing Betty Cutie down. Can he run away in time? Irad there too. The flicker comes out. The counter punch, and Sanford still fighting 1 versus 2 as well. Flickers out. And in a play like that, RSG found fight in him. But Echo survives with only losing 1.
Wow.
Echo are looking up to the heavens and screaming to the universe, thank you, because what the hook was that, Light? What the hook? My goodness, Echo are thanking all the deities that they know that they got out of that with just Sanji down. That could have been way worse for Echo because RSG made the right call to continue that play.
That's how they wanted to force out Echo to be in their base. That was so close even for their base turret to even be off damage. Look at that Amon still sitting on top of the damage dealt right now. Medicute and Tandy are following up to the charts. But this time around, RSG has 1 turret for their defense. And this could be a chance for Echo to bounce back. 40 seconds for that Lord to respond.
Yeah, one tendency I started to notice about RSG's play here, especially around objective fights, is that they're doing what Echo usually do. They're making a lane open for themselves for a potential split push. If it's going to be to end, we'll see. But Echo are also acknowledging that by making sure that they have at least 2 heroes in the back line who can quickly leave, recall out, or at least run to where the members of RSG are split pushing. So Echo have to beware of the RSG split push, and RSG just need to continue managing those minion waves because it's forcing Echo to respond to that.
Oh no, it's all about the overload for these 2 teams to even win the clashes or even the retribution battles. This Lord will dictate on who is going to fall in this match. But on the other hand, they're ready to face it all. 2 immortalities present for Yaoi and Carl TZ. But meanwhile, they're pushing. They're ringing the bells on who is going to react first in this Lord take. It's going to be a dance. It's going to be a battle. And the lead is with Echo.
Have health here. Yaoi gonna charge up. Looking for the entry, gonna flicker, gonna miss though. Hook gonna land, they're gonna force Yaoi back. Bloody Hunt comes out. It's an immortality. Heavy spin too, Light will get Yaoi down. Who got the Lord? It's Carl Deasy. Secures it down, now Sanji unleashing on the backside. Finds Exort. A member down, Nav's quite low too, has to run away. Immortality will be popped. Oh, the Winter Truncheon to dodge the hook. RSG once again on the defense.
You hear that? Over the hills, getting closer and closer to SMX. Bah! Bah! It's all the goats. Carl Teasy, the goat. He gets the Lord.
You hear the animals. You hear the animals marching into function. Hall 5, supporting Carl Teasy, and the comeback of the Orcas is now.
RSG gonna have to defend the best they can here. Lord still quite healthy. Emon's gonna lock it down. Lord will fall. Now they're gonna manage the wave. Zexord up in less than 10. RSG will hold on, but Echo has turned the tables and marched into a base that is now open of RSG.
RSG. Of course they hold on. They have to hold on. They're putting on a hell of a showcase right now. The kings of the world and the current kings of sea. Yeah, we have to conceal up. Can RSG defend this? Will they defend this?
He's gonna go in. Flicker not available though, but they do get the last inhibitor turret. One hit away, it will fall. Base fully exposed for RSG, and they look for the reset to prep up for the next fight.
Mind you, this match, the skirmishes, is all about minding your distance, minding your place, and if you miss that ultimate, it's just counter punch for each two teams to even bounce back. RSG not in a good state, but Eman, on the other hand, is still healthy, being so untouchable, still no deaths up against Echo. So is this damage, is the investment for Eman and also for Exort enough here for RSG to go up against Echo's slaughter rather?
Yeah, of course it is. Exort just picked up the last key item we were looking out for, the Divine Glaive on the hands of a Joy. So at this point, everyone is locked in on what they need. What we're going to be seeing here are those item swaps from Winter Truncheon, Immortality, letting go of one damaged item and converting it into something maybe like a Rose Gold Meteor or something with a little bit more defense to survive a key item. And then when you're trying to end the game, you swap that item and pick up a damaged item instead. So it's item swappings now that we're looking at.
Okay, it's all about the swaps here. So I see 4 Immortalities on Echo. I see 3 Immortalities and so much defense here. We have the Athena Shield and Dominant Size as well. I say it's all in for these two teams to dive in. Look at the score, 10-10.
Yeah.
10-10 kill score, and we have the goal lead for Echo. I stopped counting here because it's all just even for all of the team fights to go. And they're preying on who could be the weak link here if the team fights could happen.
Naps and Gira against Carl Teasy and the Lord. Echo are way up top. RSG have the info.
Oh no!
Oh, they find the lockdown. Sanford, though, has the immortality. Gonna buy a little more time. Yawi gonna jump in. Finds the rage. There's the final slash. Emon, though, will get locked down with a heavy spin. Has the immortality.
Oh.
The follow-up's gonna be there. Hook not gonna land. Does he survive this? No, he doesn't. Benny Cutie lining up the shot.
Out of
will
range.
not need it. Emon, the only one to fall. But as you guys were mentioning before, the immortalities here and the item swaps are crucial. And now Echo will take the Lord.
Sanford got that Rose Gold Meteor last minute, and Eman as well to buy them time and shield for the damage that they're getting up against Echo and each other. And now it's the Lord for them to take. And it's Echo's possibility, and he's pulling 3!
Oh, they don't land the hook, and now still fighting for the Lord. Gonna come down to the retribution battle. Erad, can he grab it? He can't. Carl Teasy will secure it. And once again, RSG has to defend their fully exposed base.
11-11. All of you in the comment section, make a wish. It's just a tied game for everything here. And it's just game number 2.
I feel blessed that this is what I do for a living, gentlemen. And I'm
am
pretty
too.
sure the entire community is blessed as well. 2 days, 2 series in one single day. We've seen some absolutely crazy games. Game 2 of RSG and Echo have been a masterclass of fundamentals, technical mastery, the principle of just staying alive and playing it safe. The kings of the world and the kings of sea. My goodness, we are blessed as a community. Can Echo end it here now, or will RSG be able to defend it and extend this game even longer?
Oh, this is going to be a tough one for RSG to defend here. Erad trying to delay that a little bit longer. Lord still going to be up. There's the final slash. Holding on, trying to clear the minions as well. Emon will work on it. Exor trying to buy time. has to use the vengeance, will go down. The flicker comes out. Iron Huck with ability Hunt comes out too. Carl TZ will fall. RSG still holding on. They've got to hold on a little bit longer. Sanji is on a killing spree. Will push them back. And it's Emon along with Irad, but it's not going to be enough as Echo takes game number 2. It's 1-1.
Never underestimate the heart of a champion. RSG showed heart, skill, and dominance in game 1. Game 2 showed heart, patience, and determination by Echo. We could be witnessing an amazing series. It's a great one so far. 1-1. The world champs tied against the Kings of Sea.
And as we saw that camera in their own player room, the smiles and even the face of relief, Echo felt that, and even at the lowest point, they never gave up. They needed more time and the extended team fights as these two
Amazing teams. The fact that it went on for that long, and there were so many skirmishes that we saw, but that was still a relatively low kill score.
Yeah.
For the amount of action that we had to cast, and that we saw and that we witnessed, and at the end, both teams didn't go past 20 kills. It was just around like 15, something like that. Close enough to that. It shows the patience again of both of these two squads, knowing that the difference between them losing and winning this game could be just going down and losing members at the wrong time.
Yeah, and at the point of their losing, that's how they really fired up themselves. Even to witness in the playoffs, this is the battle of the two kings, the two title holders in the best of the best in the line of champions in the Philippines. Now let's throw it over to Wolf on how Echo managed to win and get this to game number 3.
What a series we are watching and witnessing again. RC versus Echo. Yung RSG, sobrang laki na ng lamang nila nakuha, but Echo still finds a way. Paano ba nangyari yan? Let's look into the match with the analysis. At gusto ko sana simulan to with the idea ng gustong gawin dito ng RC Slate Philippines at kung bakit napakaganda para sa akin ang kanilang desisyon. Ang kanilang gustong gawin apulahin yung storm, yung bagyo. Hindi nila dapat hahayaan na maging successful dito si Benny QT. At meron silang mga specific na heroes for that. For example, kumuha sila ng Franco Blascari na alam natin na automatically kaya mag-eliminate ng kahit sinong hero, and that also goes with marksman. At alam din natin na meron silang glue na gusto nilang way para makapag-peel and at the same time, makahanap ng mga pick-offs, displacement. Kumbaga, so if you combine yung glue tsaka yung Franco, mataas agad yung threat dun sa enemy na gold laner. And if you think about it, enjoy na finlex nila ngayon as the mid lane, isa pang malaking threat kay Benny QT. And many portions in this game, we saw na malakas yung Joy kontra sa marksman. Kaya ngang i-one-hit combo, kumbaga, ng isang Joy ang isang marksman. However, hindi yon yung fully nangyari sa laban na to. Surely in the first 15 minutes, that is what we saw. Nakita natin na nakalamang ang RC Slate Philippines at nagagawa nila yung gusto nila gawin kontra kay Benny QT. But when the game progressed, nakahanap ng openings ang Echo. Simulan natin with some of the post-game items. Ang napansin ko dito mula sa RSG, nung first 14 minutes of the game kung saan sobrang lamang sila, isa lang yung magic defense item nila, which was yung Athena Shield mula kay Nats. Although nag-work naman siya before kasi knowing na physical damage, Arlot, Beatrix, and as well as the Akai, kumbaga hindi ganun kalaking threat etong si Valentina sa kanila. But come the 14-minute mark and across the map ng mabandang 14 to 15 minutes, nakahanap si Yawi ng opening. All of a sudden, threat na bigla doon si Valentina. Biglang na one-shot doon yung Joy and eventually tuloy-tuloy yung pag-damage or pag-output ng damage output ni Valentina. Dahil nung specific moment na yon kung saan gusto nang tapusin ng RSG yung laban, biglang wala silang magic defense. Eventually, gagawa sila ng itemization kontra doon sa Valentina, but it was far too late. Nakahanap na ng opening ang Echo. Hindi nga lang talaga items ang nagpanalo dito mula sa side ng Echo. They had to really win it by outplaying RSG Slate Philippines in the end. Both teams, naghahanap ng mga openings with their outplays. Tinatry dito ng RSG Slate Philippines bandang late game na gamitin yung kanilang Franco at yung kanilang carry for one-shot potential. And when it comes to the Lord fights, gusto ring mauna dito ni Nats. Ito mga bagay na to na take advantage yan ng Echo. Nalaman nila na ito yung win condition ng RSG Slate Philippines. Nalaman nila na kailangan pumunta ni Nats. So every time na gustong manggulo ni Nats, they will rain down on the glue. Kumbaga, binibigyan nila yung kanilang nakatapat na yun. And eventually, etong si Sanji, ang ating MVP, 100% kill participation, 6, 1, and 7. Naabot yung kanyang critical mass around 15 minutes kung saan nakakuha na siya ng kanyang Divine Glaive. At dahil nga naman dun sa lack of magic defense items mula sa RC Slate, at this point in time, biglang nakahanap ng kill threat ang Echo mula dun sa kanilang Valentina. Kumbaga, kung nasa-shutdown yung kanilang sarili mo. Beatrix, nung first 15 minutes of the game, nakahanap naman sila ng opening with Sanji in the end. First 10 minutes, talagang nangunguna dun sa may mid lane. Eventually, going to the gold lane. Yan ang kanilang rotation. Kasi nga naman, ang RSG, eto rin naman yung target. Mapapansin natin na yung mga ikot ng RSG Slate Philippines from games 1 and 2 ay papunta doon sa may gold lane. Kaya naman, etong si Sanji mula doon sa Echo eventually had to answer this. Papunta doon naman din sa gold lane para makontrol yung mapa. Through the highlights, we are gonna see important plays mula sa dalawang teams. Take note, RSG Slate Philippines ang naunguna doon sa first 15 minutes of our game number 2. Makikita natin na nakakuha ng magandang flicker play and this is what we're talking about, yung one-shot potential, one-hit combo dahil dun sa Franco na nakita naman natin sila. Sobrang ganda yung performance in the first 15 minutes of the game. Irad, the mechanics mula dito sa ating mekaniko sa ngayon ay napaka-impressive talaga. Lalong-lalo sa pag-control niya ng mga neutral objectives. Aabot nga lang talaga sa point na makakahanap ng momentum breaker etong Echo around the 15-minute mark and it will start with Yawi. Yung talon niya with the Kufra. At syempre, yung ating MVP na si Sanji. We are gonna see it here. Surely, mapapatuman nila dito yung glue. And you can see na mataas na yung damage output ni Sanji onto the backlines gamit yung Valentina. Take note, no magic defense, not a lot of magic defense mula sa RSG at this point in time. And then, na-isolate na nga sila afterwards. Still, RSG, dahil dun sa mechanics na meron sila, makakahanap sila. Like yung hook nila na halos maximum range with the flicker as well, the fade away. At magkakaroon ulit ng isang Lord Dance kung saan yung lack of damage na ng RSG ay mararamdaman na natin. At alam natin na single target kasi yung carry. This time, ito yung game-breaking, masasabi ko na decision mula sa RSG. Nag-overstay sila. After nila makuha yung kill at yung immortality ay ma-force na nila, nag-abang pa sila. At Echo, sobrang dali nung pag-kontra para sa kanila nung moment na yon. And that was pretty critical talaga na decision mula doon sa RSG Slate Philippines. After nilang makuha yung immortality, dapat nag-back na lang din sila at dahil doon, nakahanap pa ng mas maraming openings ang Echo para tapusin ang laban. 1-1 ang ating score with Echo snatching game number 2. But RSG Slate Philippines, ibang-iba na talaga ang form na nakikita natin mula sa kanila. That's analysis for game number 2. Bato na natin kay Mara at kay Sona.
We're getting tremendous energy from the Echo fans, especially with that last bout. Now, in fact, meron tayo dito mula sa Indonesia. Borio, hello?
Hello.
And naging friend ngayon, Stephen.
Hello po.
Okay, so you flew here for Echo.
Yeah,
Why do you like Echo?
I like Echo because in winner World Championship M4.
So they're the winner and world champion in M4. Are they really popular in Indonesia right now?
Yeah.
Very popular. Kwento mo naman kasi na-meet mo lang siya today, di ba, Stephen?
Opo.
Ano nangyari? Paano kayo nag-meet?
Kahapon po kasi yung mga kaibigan niya, kasama ko po nung first
Kaibigan
match,
niya,
second match po.
taga-Indo din.
Opo. Yes
Saan
po.
pupunta? Taga-Indonesia para sa Echo? Ano nangyari?
Tapos nung second day po, di po siya makakapunta. Bali po, sinabihan niya lang po ako na samahan po siya na manood ngayon.
So yung tatlong kaibigan niya, nanood kahapon,
Yes
tapos
po.
sinabi, ay, meron kaming friend. Ngayon lang nakakuha ng ticket, alone siya, samahan mo naman.
Yes po.
Ang bait mo naman.
No choice po. Sinamahan ko po.
Bakit? No choice. So bakit ka naman sobrang willing na
Kasi
pumunta?
po, as a Echo fan, ano po, nakakatuwa lang kasi may mga taga-Indo fans na nag-invest manood para manood ng mga laro ng Echo po.
That's right. So it's really nice that we have people from Indonesia flying here. So tatlo plus isa, sila yung 4 sa 5 Echo fans sa Indonesia. Now, you got this shirt here in the Philippines?
Yeah.
You got this in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you having fun?
Nag-enjoy ka ba? Nag-ano pa nga siya eh. Tumatayo, nagtuton. Ginagawa niya kay Ripo.
Nakita ko nga, gumaganon siya kanina eh. Okay, who's your favorite player in Echo?
Yawi.
Yawi! Nasaan na yung mga fans ni Yawi? Mag-ingay! Why Yawi?
I like skill is in the keyboard Onyx ID.
So you like his skills because it's similar to Keyboy from Onyx ID. Okay. Now, do you have a message to all the Indonesian fans out there watching MPL Philippines?
Intinya tetap semangat ngedukung Eko PH mau menang maupun kalah, tetap semangat. Mahal kita Yawi.
How about this? Let's get everybody to cheer. You scream Echo loud and then they will say Echo proud. Go ahead. Invite everybody. Say Echo loud.
Eko round.
One more.
Eko round.
Louder. One more.
Louder.
Let's say one more. Louder. Echo loud. Go ahead. One more time. Echo loud.
Eko round.
He's loud. He's proud. Now let's go over to Sonna. What's happening there at RSG?
Well, narinig na natin ang kupunan ng Echo, pero ang tanong ko, ay magpapatalo ba ang GG? GG? Kasama natin ngayon. Wait lang, one more time. GG? There you have it. Buhay na buhay pa ang mga Raiders. And together with me are the 3 community managers na nagbibigay ng buhay sa RSG in terms of their cheers. We have here Lorraine on my side. Together with me is Marie. And speaking of which, meron din silang Facebook group. You can definitely join the Raiders over there. And isa sa mga nakita ko towards being part of the Facebook group chat is the fact na nagkakaroon kayo ng mini photo ops right after every single game at nakikita yan ng napakaraming mga fans all over. In fact, they're even sharing it across the league. So, what's the story behind that? Do you want to know, your fans, the fans behind the community a little bit deeper?
Yeah, because since our our Raiders are mostly students, they mostly spend their weekends with us. And ayaw namin na masayang weekends na. So, kaya usually yung get-together namin every after game, make sure namin since regular season week 1, nag-photo off kami after nung game. Kasi it's more than just a photo eh. Kasi parang, memorabilia na namin siya na as Raiders. And hindi lang Raiders yon kasi everyone is welcome to join, even if fans sila ng iba pang teams.
That's very nice. And I'm sure yung nararaming mga fans na nanonood ngayon sa kanilang mga tahanan, same as the ones that will be included in the photo up for later are right behind me. This time, let's ask Marie. Marie, nakakita din ako from one statement in your previous Facebook group chat wherein you guys have mentioned something about okay lang, nakakaunti lang kami as long as we don't have any toxicity among our group. And kitang-kita naman yan from the ones in the back kasi todo talaga yung nagiging suporta nila. And so far, how has it been?
Yeah, the statement was okay na kami sa konti, basta tunay. Kasi we want to show other people na gaming is not just about toxicity. It's, at the end of the day, it's bringing everyone together. It's the sportsmanship, it's the bonding, it's, you know, lahat ng experiences and memories na nagagawa ng fans. It's not about that trash talk, it's not just that. So, esports is not just about the bad things. There are a lot of things aside from the trash talk.
Energy, grace, and poise. Yan ang makikita natin mula sa RSG Slate Philippines. So please, give us one more cheer. Simulan mo na yan, drums, right away.
RSG! RSG! RSG!
And there we finally have it. It seems like our casters are ready. So casters, pasok.
Thank you so much, Mara and Sono, together with those amazing fans, specifically that one from Indonesia who flew all the way to be here in the Philippines to support Echo. To all of you Indonesian fans out there, terima kasih for all of you watching us right now. And this is one way of supporting and creating a good ecosystem for MPL Philippines. And right now, it's happening. And this is the year of triumph. Our hashtag is Taon ng Tagumpay as we support our Cebu men and women Mobile Legends delegates in the upcoming 32nd Southeast Asian Games happening from May 11th to 14th in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Go for gold. Just imagine all of the golds being taken by the Philippines. That is how Lakas ng Pinas is built for in the land of champions. Amazing crowd that we're having here today. And also, a lot of championships to take this year.
Hey, man, maybe, you know, I was watching that segment there. I was like, maybe that's the import that Mirko was talking about.
Ah, it was him.
It was him.
I knew it.
So everybody around the world in the chat asking, where's Mirko? Maybe that's what he was talking about.
Yeah,
the import from Indonesia. Again, Aura is one of the sister companies.
He's here in the playoffs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's from Indonesia, right?
Yeah, and he cheered louder.
Louder.
He did.
For everyone to hear. Now, going back on the draft is tied 1-1. It's game number 3. Echo still decides to be on the blue side, and their priority pick here is the Joy, stolen from RSG Slate Philippines.
Very good pickup there for RSG. I'd want to see them pick up the Valentina for themselves this time around. But again, don't know where this Joy will go. Most likely it will go into the XP lane, though. In terms of the records that Echo has with Joy, it almost always goes into the hands of Sanford. However, it has been played once or twice by Carl TZ as well, so it is a very flex option. Valentina might be the pickup here for RSG alongside the glue. If they're not feeling the glue right now, Arlott is available for the taking. They could go Arlott, Valentina. Those sound like very good picks, or they can even get the Franco right away because Yaoi can pick it up for himself.
Yep, makes total sense. But right now in the first 3 bans, there's no Kadita being banned out. So yes, right on point. The Arlott here being taken away by RSG. Back in the game, Franco
so
for
quick.
Yaoi.
Yeah.
They're not wasting any second.
You pick it up right away, and they go for the
And I was thinking that why don't they ban it? Well, I will take it.
Okay, I like it.
Sanji.
Just right away, quickly take these. I would say these are also comfort picks in a way, but yeah, I love the fact that now you have this Kadita, who we've seen just work so well for Echo in the past, you know, for multiple of their matches. So I'm wondering, yeah, what is the response from RSG? This time, with this Arlott, I do say if you take a glimpse of yesterday's performances so far with Navs, it's something that they really want to lock down on. The way that Echo approaches that, you know, that's up to them, how they deal with it, but they're going to definitely have to keep Navs under control here. Last pick, though, for the first phase. Let's see, do they actually opt for that gold lane option? Do they go for the roam here? And there it is, the roam option, the Kufra.
Game number 1.
I was thinking about the Kufra, but I thought that RSG would just pick their roamer later. I was in the cap of thinking that it would be a gold lane pickup and just leverage that. They can still leverage it. And I think RSG just decided to pick the Kufra as safety, something to block the dashes that Joy can bring out. But the thing is, in terms of Kufra going up against a Kadita and a Franco, unless the Kufra lands the combo right on, he's going to get counter-punished. Because if he misses it, he'll get pit down, he'll get bursted on, and the rest of RSG will go forward.
Again.
Echo will go forward. And by the way, I'm surprised, but it makes a lot of sense as to why RSG banned out the Mincetar this time around, is that the presence of the Kadita will be felt quicker than the presence of a Kagura. So earlier, right, the
Yes.
problem was it took time for our for Echo to be able to deal enough damage. The Kadita changes that. Hence why RSG said, I feel like this is looking like a Minsatar game again for Benny Cutie. Let's just take it out to be safe.
Yeah, it's all about how they wanted to have this gambit against Coach Panda and how they wanted to brew this draft. It's a double M ban here. The Melissa finally being banned out, and from all of our matches that we witnessed today, this hero was floating, and most of it has a highest win rate. And now they're evening up the odds here. No glue. Nat's banned it out for himself. Is this a setup for a different? Is this a setup for the Lapu Lapu this time?
It feels more like a setup for. He might actually even go tanks a lot here. Oh wait, no, sorry, the Lancelot is banned now. So yeah, the Lapu Lapu makes sense. Unless are they thinking Paquito?
Oh,
Maybe.
that's a possibility. Nat's used it as well.
Yeah, but no, even potentially in the jungle.
Oof.
But junglers, Martis still up. Tanky ones, a lot of them off the board. See what they go for. Still a carry. Okay, so that's why they pick up the Kufa. They decide to pick up the carry instead. Oh. So Martis there for Echo. What's the marksman? Is it a Brody? It's a lot of dive on the side of RSG. A stun would be very helpful.
Yeah, I feel like Brody,
Yeah.
good option, but it's not going to be. Instead, it's going to go with Benny Cutie is going to go with the Beatrix.
Yeah, they were also still lacking wave clear, so they needed to pick up the Beatrix for the wave clear.
Yep. There's a more balanced Echo that we see, but that they've stolen some of the picks here, signature picks here from RSG. So right now, Redmar's talking about how a good stun would be very, very helpful for RSG's lineup here.
Well, let's think. Is this jungle options for them? What are we thinking? RSG. There it is. It's actually going to be a Grok.
Okay. Jungle Grok.
Wait. A gold.
Yeah,
okay.
they'll switch it around.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, you know, in terms of like, okay, looking at the lineup here for RSG, they have great CC potential, but like the damage, obviously, you need it to be there from the Valentina and the carry.
Yeah, but a Grok against a Martis, though.
That's iffy. I mean, both of them have the ability to remove control, and you can just charge. But I'm just gonna boil it down to it'll go down to the timing of Irad to make this Grok work. But I feel like they ended up picking something that was just like one of the last best options.
Like they didn't. Yeah, it's like, well, we're kind of in a corner right now. Let's just pick the Grok.
Yeah, because in terms of like who was way more useful, in terms of the final picture of the draft, the Martis does it really well. Because at least the Martis will be the killer, the Reaper, the finisher, with a chain of decimations if he can get that.
Yeah.
While Grok, it's just they have a lot of setup, sustainability-ish, but in the damage department, Echo triumphs there. But if RSG just plays it right, they provided a lot of space for Eman. That's the plus for the lineup of RSG. There's so much peel and frontliners for Eman to work off of, and this is what RSG likes to do.
Wow.
Okay, RSG with an early leash there for Irad and the young goat, Carl Teasy, showing off on our screens here. Meanwhile, up top, Sanford and Nats. Almost low HP for these XP laners. Still Echo gaining control of the river, and they want to get this Lethal Wanderer in for this one. But so far, it's 3 members here for RSG holding this area. But who gets it? It's... Okay, it's... Exort for that one.
Yeah, I think even for this, right, for Irad to make this Grok work, he's got to expect this from Carl Teasy, right? At least pretty much kind of shoving Carl Teasy into the jungle of Irad, kind of forcing those skirmishes, those situations that are uncomfortable for him. So Irad really, at the end of the day, has to just kind of plan himself there for those objectives. That's exactly what his kind of job to do, and then just go in for that wild charge, even a Hail Mary, right? That might be him and Light really kind of setting the pace for those team fights. Whereas, yeah, like you mentioned, Renmar, Decimate City might be a problem for RSG to be in.
Yeah, because RSG they drafted their lineup eventually to just make it shine for Eman. Echo's lineup can rotate frequently at just 2. They can send multiple different members of 2 players to just get kills all around the map.
No, well, right now,
Speaking of which,
Turtle has spawned here. 2 versus 1 on the top side. Nav still doing work so far. Sanji not going to be able to get the rough waves the way he wants to. Irad, though, able to steal the Turtle away. Now running for the hills here. Does not have the wild charge available. Going to be waiting for the team. There's a lockdown, though. Light comes in. Nice rage setup with the Tyrant's Rage. First blood. Go in the hands of Naz. Sanford will grab a kill, but it's double for Naz. Still working. Not going to be able to survive that one. And Sanford will fall as well. It's a trade for both teams here.
Part of me was actually surprised that the members of Echo decided to chase down Irad, because when I saw Irad running away with the buff, I was like, are you guys really going to chase him? Because RSG's right there and they will counter-punish you, and that's exactly what happened. 2 kills there for Nafs, but it's still close enough that it wasn't a major blunder there by Echo. Just boiled down to RSG read the situation really well and made the right call to help out Irad there.
yeah, because we were talking about how Echo could respawn early and faster, so RZ's using that potential to utilize on who is going to take the bait first. So those moments that they can use delays Echo's progress to get proper items in. But most of the time, it's the reinforcement in the rotation of Nats aiding everybody on the map, which is very, very important to aid those missing damages as of this point in time in the game.
See there, Corrosion Scythe already picked up by Eman. 1 item down for the
Bottom
marksman
lane.
of RSG. A lot of bodies here down in the bottom. They'll be able to find anyone though, but just Echo getting a little bit more forward vision, preparing for the turtle spawning in 22.
Okay, seems like they're eyeing on pressuring Light and Eman down bottom. Oh, Sanford almost took a hit down there. But now 10 seconds for the second turtle, and Echo is setting up a one-way to control the river. Meanwhile, Irad and Light is here as well to contest this one.
Yeah, Echo will be able to start this. Tyrant's Revenge is still on cooldown. Yaoi goes in.
Now we go in with the Flicker Bloody Hunt combo. Sanji making quick work of Irad. That's going to be an easy turtle now for Echo to go ahead and secure. RSG just getting some vision there. Don't want to commit to anything. And so that is a showing of just how bursty they can be. A hook going to land from Yaoi, but Exort going to be just fine there. Once again, you know, Echo showing that they have the tools they need to pick people off.
Yeah, speaking of tools, there's a lot of knockups here Sanji's been doing and aiding Yaoi in getting those pickoffs well. And now the answer is the items would really be in time for Benicuti to work for, because that's the damage they need. With those kind of deadly pickups that they can do, they could freely go around and be aggressive on the map of RSG.
Yeah, and you see it here. 3-man versus 1. Half down.
Navs going to be just fine. Salt 4 now. Exort there. Join him. Navs will fall even with the tenacity. Yaoi, though, will go down to the turret. Exort able to get that kill, but Tier 1 will fall. Meanwhile, on the top side, it's a 2 versus 1 here as well. Sanford going to be just fine, though. Emon trying to run. Vengeance used as well. Emon on the run. Carl TZ looking for a sandwich play here. Looking to get that decimate off, but might not be able to find it just yet. Decides to just go ahead and take some resources.
All right, so mirror rotations by both teams. Both XP laners were the
up, find that burst, especially early on.
Yeah, and I just want to point out something in the bottom lane. Yaoi getting taken down by the turret. It looked like it was intended, because it really looks like he just took the last 2-3 hits of the turret so that they can secure the break in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Because he knows that, well, with the last minion down, at least there will be a 2-3 second window where even without a minion, the turrets are still vulnerable to damage. So he just decided, okay, I'm going to go down here. We took down Nafs anyway. It's going to be a good trade. Roamer 4, XP laner of RSG, plus the turret of RSG. Little things like that are what makes me nerd out about our beautiful sport.
Yeah, amazing, right? It's all about the give and take, but Echo wants to take more up against RSG. So those objectives that they can really have a good trade for is what keeps them going, and how deadly that this lineup can be is the one that RSG needs to be aware of, that the mid-game and late-game potential that they can stop. So as of now, they're all over the place, and Echo is just picking them off one by one, and Sanji taking one under their first mid lane turret. That's just purely damage.
And this is that slow kind of momentum that is building for Echo, which they've done, you know, in even on the world stage. This is kind of a similar lineup to where they found a lot of successes, and the Kadita was a lot of an integral part of their success too. And they know how to execute it well. So if you're RSG, you got to say, well, okay, how do we counterplay that? And sometimes when it's a Kadita you're dealing with, especially with this kind of lead already, it's tough to answer that, right? And you kind of are forced to either play very defensively and not make those kind of moments, especially around these objectives. Now that we get to the last turtle of the game, you're constantly worried about the Kadita. But if you can actually survive that, and the Petrify is not there, the burst isn't there, then you can find that upper hand you're looking for. You know, they're not down too far from here, but it might even be better if RSG is like, you know what, let's just give up this turtle. We don't want to risk anything else, losing more and giving that momentum to Echo.
Yeah, and that's exactly the play here for RSG. Well, here comes a concealed play by Yaoi just to find information. A free one for Echo. They play it safe. You see here, RSG have adjusted their priorities. It's now help Emon, but Sanford finds him.
Already, look at that Emon. Just getting whittled down. Sanford didn't have to do much there. So now Emon down. Echo making their way top side. Benny Cutie also around the orange buff. Another lockdown. Erad will fall. And this is exactly what I was talking about. The momentum full force now for Echo.
And they spotted more than one member away or out of RSG in their own camp. Just the damage department right now is really showing for Echo, and they're taking this first turret of RSG, and up top is one for the cleanup.
Great calls across the map there for Echo. You see here, RSG, you pose the question, what do they need to do to find their bearings? It seems like they're still looking for it. They're struggling right now. That felt like a bit of an overzealous commitment to just try and clear minion waves and get farm for Emon up top. He knew Sanford was there, but, well, with the ultimate up for Sanford, the vengeance as well, heck yeah, that carry is going to bite the bullet there. So now it's a 4K goal lead that has ballooned. It's now just bide time for Emon, which is exactly what we pointed out during the draft, that at this point it's just a lineup built for Emon. Will Echo give RSG the time for the carry to catch up? That was the big question. It's a two-level gap, and Benny Cutie already has a Malefic Roar on him.
Yeah, and as you guys mentioned, it's most likely this is the invade composition of RSG. With all the invade stuff happening, how would you evade a burst from Sanji and the entrance of Sanford? So with this, a catch from Light would really mean something here, even a bump for the wild shards of Erad. Because again, Nats has a changing final slash. All they need to do is possibly utilize those team fights and have a good way to divide them, but I think that might not happen.
Emon in a sticky situation, not going to be able to get away from it, so a bunch of firepower has now been lost for the Raiders, and they know it. And they're going to have to give up the first Lord of the game, plus some space around the map to work with. RSG struggling here. Very questionable positioning from Emon, not expecting Echo to be where they were exactly.
Sharp, very sharp response there by Echo for big miscalculation there by RSG. Let's see what they can do to recover. At this point, they're just getting outplayed. It is one of the games where I could say it is an outdraft. Even worse so is that they were outplayed. Decision-making, execution, the timings, most importantly, of their rotations and engagements. Echo here have punished RSG after RSG kept it somewhat close in the early game. looked like it could have been anyone's game. But Echo, once they found an opening, RSG have just crumbled and still trying to find those bearings.
Well, if that bearing needs to be on the right gear here, RSG would need to see someone out in the open.
Gonna get the hook.
Okay.
Control
Position
immunity for the
revealed.
Foundation and the Grok.
Yeah, going to be just fine. They're going to make quick work of this Lord. Again, it's only the first one of the game, so expected that RSG shouldn't lose any of these inhibitor turrets. But Light will go in, finds the rage setup he was looking for. Do they have the damage? The lockdown was there on Emon. Can't survive it though, and now they're being unleashed on. 2 do fall for Echo. Benny Cutie still alive. It's a 2 for 2. So Light with a play there, found a setup. And right now, RSG still in the game despite the massive lead from Echo.
Light, that was beautiful. That was one of the most beautiful Flaker Tyrant's revenge into rages I have ever seen. It's like that is familiarity and understanding, knowing because of the vision provided earlier, that was just a massive estimation that was perfect. Familiarity against your opponents. One of the plays of the playoffs, biggest plays of the playoffs so far by Light. It helped RSG survive another day.
Veterancy is also showing here in all of the members of RSG. And in those kinds of specific team fights, you might need to make a winning play for your team to get back on their feet. So now they might see some angles, and those winning moments that even Light can do again and again could change things around no matter how the lead Echo is going for. But the problem is, will the damage make it through Echo's defense as they build up with this kind of lead? 8.1k. And they're on the base to clear some minions and the waves to even go out of their base to hunt more of Echo's members.
Yeah. So look at the items. You see they're still catching up. Almost a 3,000 gold lead. Just a golden staff, Demon Hunter Sword, and the Corrosion side for M, and he still needs a bit more. It's going to take a lot of time. What we saw there, if Light does get the pick off of you, as you put OSX, and as we saw, here comes RSG with an attempt.
Conceal play going to be used here. Light charging up, but they also know that base is going to be pushed in bottom side from the work of Sanford. Once again, RSG has to decide, do we actually want to fight this? Do we want to back off? And it looks like they're going to take the latter. Lord secured here by Echo as RSG gets prepped up again for a defense.
I think that was one wise move of RSG to do, because with this kind of thing, and you're up against Echo, you know somebody might do a split.
Yep.
Either one of them could do it. So maybe the mindset of Exort right there is just to be in the base to hold someone off, and they're respecting the fact that, hey, one of us could be in the spot here for being taken out, and this point of the game as well. So now they're on a defense again, and possibly they could call in a possible reset. But now Echo here sees more than that. They want to seal this game as early as possible. But again, the threat here of Light is vital for RSG and for their setups as well.
Yeah, can they pull off another miraculous defense? Almost 10,000 already is the gold lead here of Echo. It will take close to a miracle. Maybe a miracle set. A miracle find for RSG to hold on another day.
Okay, they commit a little bit here to Yawi. He's going to have to use the Bloody Hunt. The Wild Charge comes out too. Sanji will fall, still going to be going for it. It's Naz that fell as well, and now into the base Carl TZ goes. Meanwhile, Lord has made its way in the bottom side of the base. RSG, can they hold on a little bit longer? They've got to take down the Lord here. Crystal going to be worked on, taking a couple hits. Erad running. It looks very bleak, but it's a mega kill so far. Emmon still alive, clear the way. The hook will land. He purifies out of it, and that's going to be it. It looks like triple kill for the Storm. Benny Cutie as Echo takes game 3.
Echo, my goodness. A decimation of RSG in this crucial game number 3. The World Champs are now at match point.
And just as that, they managed to tie things around up against the Kings of C. There was more hope there that I saw back in that game. We saw light in the back lines of Echo. And when Nath's fall, and that was the time to RSG was thinking we need to retreat back, and light was too far from the base to make that miracle set that we were expecting. There was still hope there, but Nath's the one falling first was not a great spot for the Raiders to even fight back.
Yeah. In that scenario, it was just RSG needed to do something, and for me, it was a good attempt, but I'm not surprised that that was the end result that we got. It was more of RSG had close to like no choice. Might as well pull the trigger right now. They tried it, saw them hold on for as long as they did.
Yep.
But at that point there near the end, there were just way too many minions. Exort and Eman, though, you have to commend their positioning there at the end, because it looked like Echo would not have been able to end it. Because they couldn't reach the carry, they couldn't reach the Valentina. The minion waves were being handled beautifully by RSG. But Echo just, at that point, that was just brute force, raw power and numbers.
Yeah, and mengikuti did have deaths.
He had such a hard time getting in position, so things just kind of fell apart there, and they really didn't have the opportunity to profit even minutes before when Light had that amazing set.
Well, speaking of sets now, it's time for Wolf to break things down, and this is Echo winning this match, and they're at match point against RSG.
Na-mention ng ating mga casters na naging one-sided ang game number 3 doon sa Echo. At para sa akin, agree ako at meron akong dahilan. Ito ay dahil doon sa nagawang draft mula doon sa Echo. And I think ito yung pag-checkmate na nakita natin mula sa coaches or doon sa drafting team mula doon sa Echo. Tingnan muna natin yung mga unang parte ng ating game, which is the draft, right? We start dahil doon sa pagkuha ng Joy. Ang pinaka nagustuhan ko dito is yung slot number 7 slot number 9 na nakuha nila agad yung Franco tsaka yung Kadita. Minsan ito yung second pick coming out from Echo. Nakuha nila agad yung mga posibleng counter doon sa Joy, which is, in this case, yung Franco. Sabay tinake away nila to mula doon sa kalaban nila, which was RSG. Ngayon, pagdating nung second phase, ang binan nila on slot number 14 was actually the Akai. Na-mention din nata ito nung ating mga kasos, napansin nila, napakagandang ban nito dahil pagkuha nila nung Martis, nung kanilang last 2 picks, ay biglang naupusan na ng hero ngayon na pwedeng gamitin si Irad. Ang kanilang naging trade-off is going to be Arlot and Joy, pero hindi nakakuha ng direct counters ang RSG doon sa kanilang Joy. This time, yung pagkakakuha nga lang nung kabilang side, which is yung carry na tinake away dito ng RSG Slate Philippines, dahil nga naman mayroong pang Beatrix na tira para sa Echo, may combo pa rin nung kagat plus the burst na we saw from Echo. So, na-checkmate ng Echo ang RSG Slate Philippines by their draft order. Yung pagbaan doon sa kanilang Akai at pagkuha ng Martes para maubusan ng hero si Irad na puwersa siyang gumamit ng Grak na technically speaking ay parang hindi talaga playstyle mula sa side ng RSG at mas madaming na-achieve yung composition ngayon ng Echo dahil doon sa kanilang draft. But of course, hindi naman dyan lang natapos yan. Titignan natin yung ilang parts ng mga game na nagbigay nga naman ng malaking advantage dito sa side ng Echo. Una sa lahat, ang Echo versus RSG matchup ay parang nakaikot dun sa kanilang mga gold laners. Alam natin na si Eman at si mengikuti ay sa mga keys to victory palagi ng dalawang teams na to when they are playing. So, laging importante yung mga XP lane matchups na kayang mang one-shot ng mga gold laners. For example, in this case, yung Joy versus the Arlot. Ang only advantage ng isang Joy over the Arlot is kaya niya talagang mag-one-hit combo ng isang gold laner dahil dun sa kanyang ultimate, pati na rin dun sa kanyang vengeance. And that is what we saw in this game. Minute number 7, nakahanap agad si Sanford ng opening para patumbahin dito si Eman. At dahil dun sa nagawa niya, napigilan talaga yung momentum na nakita natin mula sa carry. Tuloy-tuloy yung deaths na nakita natin mula kay Eman, sinimulan of course ni Sanford. Makikita din natin na yung itemization dito ng Echo ay saktong-sakto sa damage output ng RSG. Lagi nating isipin kapag may Valentina at siya lang yung magic damage dealer sa kabilang team, kakapusin at kakapusin talaga. So yung Echo, ang kinailangan nilang gawin, kumuha ng Kiras para doon kay Yahweh, kumuha ng mga leg plates para kay Sanford and the gang so that they can match up against RSG. Although yung RSG, dun sila nahihirapan. Kailangan nilang pigilan yung damage output ni Benny Cutie, pati na rin ni Sanford on the Joy, but it wasn't enough in the end. Of course, hindi lang naman din about the draft, about the items, ang naging dahilan kung bakit nanalo ang Echo. Nakita din natin na maganda yung kanilang snowball. Early game was very important. Nakahanap sila ng mga early kills dahil dun sa connection ni Sanford, ni Sanji, pati na rin ni Yahweh, yung mga pick-ups na nakuha nila at nag-snowball sila out of that. Ang pinaka-notable para sa akin dito is yung ginawa ni Carl TZ on this Martis. Bukod sa idea na nakuha niya yung mga important na unang mga turtles at unang mga kills, ang ginawa niya dito is nag-invade. In fact, sa lahat ng mga monster gold na nanakaw ng Echo, nakakuha sila ng about 4,000 plus na gold dahil lang doon. At sobrang importante nito para sa side ng Echo. Kumbaga, no early stages, bukod sa nakakuha sila ng mga kills against RSG, nakakapag-invade din sila. So, nakakuha ng bonus gold ang Echo, kaya naman yung early game ay talagang napunta sa kanilang side. Hindi na nakahinga ang RSG Slate Philippines afterwards dahil bukod sa na-checkmate na sila doon sa draft, napaganda pa talaga sa Echo yung nakita nating early game. Eventually, RSG will try to find some openings gamit yung initiation ni Light. And I would say, maganda naman talaga ang ipinakita ni Light dito sa ating game. Yun nga lang, etong si Sanford, man on a mission. Alam niya kung ano yung nakatoka sa kanya trabaho, which is i-one-shot yung kalaban niyang gold laner. Ang kanyang unang set of items, nag-casual leg plate shot and tough boots, rekta na doon sa kanyang Genius 1. And around the 5-minute to 7-minute mark, kung saan ito yung unang item power spike ng isang XP laner, dahil meron siyang Vengeance at yung kanyang ultimate, kayang-kaya na niyang patumbahin yung carry. Nakikita natin na napigilan dito si Eman dahil wala naman siyang flicker. Hindi siya naka-flicker, naka-purify siya. So even after utilizing the purify, kayang-kaya pa rin siyang habulin nitong ating Joy. Well, may din naman kung bakit siya nag-purify kasi madaming ang mga lockdown dito na important para sa side ng Echo. But in the end, nakahanap pa na mas maraming openings ang Echo because of that. Early game, papabor to sa Echo dun sa mga pickups na nakuha nila. Nakakuha pa ng kill doon si Beatrix. I think makikita na natin around the 7-minute mark kung yung nagawa nga naman dito ni Sanford. This is the fight. By the way, tinake advantage din niya dito yung CC immunity na meron ng Joy para i-dodge yung ultimate ni Light. And I think that was one of the better moments na nakita natin. Hindi nga lang talaga makahanap ng kahit anong play ang RSG. Surely makahanap sila isa katulad ng flicker play mula kay Light, napakaganda. Pero na-expose doon yung short range or mid-range na marksman katulad ni Carry. So, malayong-malayo initiation ni Light, pero kailangan lumapit ni Eman. At dahil doon sa kanyang paglapit, nahanap ng Echo, gamit yung kanilang Joy, yung access doon sa kabilang marksman. And we were talking about how important it is as a win condition para sa RSG, yung makakuha ng mga -1 na yon. Pero napigilan nga siya doon ng Echo. So to sum it up, magandang draft order mula doon sa side ng Echo. And of course, good early game. Yan ang dahilan kung bakit sila nanalo sa game number 3. Match point para sa Echo. Makakabawi bang RSG? Alamin natin mamaya. For now, let's pass it over to Mara Aquino.
3 games have passed. Intense ang energy dito sa SMX Convention Center. Intense din ang energy ng crowd. Kaya ngayon magtatawag tayo ng dalawang personality para i-settle this. Let's call Bad Boy Boyets and Urada. Hello guys, hello. Face off. Sige nga, face off tayo muna. Alright, ayan. Huwag namang kiss. Ito yung mga crowd. Kung ano-ano yung sinasabi. Okay, gusto ko muna malaman kung anong kuponan ang sinusuportahan nyo. Urada.
Echo.
Bad Boy Boyet. RSG first, bago tayo mag-battle. Bakit mo sinusuportahan ng Echo?
Kasi yung nag-ML din kasi ako. Tapos yung mga galaw nila, parang may pareho sa galaw ko.
Oh!
Kaya ayun, simula nung nakita ko yung gameplay ng Echo, na-attach na ako sa kanila eh.
Agree ba kayo? Ang ingay ng crowd. Tama! Okay, bakit mo naman sinusuportahan ng RSG?
Kaya ako RSG kasi nandyan yung kababayan ko and yung mga katropa ko. Si Irad and Eman.
Mga kababayan, mga katropa, eto na gusto ko kasi, yung mga fans dito, sobrang intense. So kayo ang magre-represent sa kanila. Ipagmayabang natin yung paborito nyong koponan. Si Urada is gonna go for Echo. Bad Boy Boyet para sa RSG. It's time to settle this. Alright, round 1.
Masabi ko lang, sure win na yung Echo.
Sure win yung Echo.
Bakit? Nung unang first game pa lang, natalo sila, di ba? Sinadya nila. Kumbaga, inasar lang nila yung RSG.
Nangaasar.
Bakit nila inasar? Para makuha yung loob. Ngayong kampante na yung RSG ng second game at third game. Panalo na Echo. Tama? Tama.
Wag kang makakampante, Orada, kasi inadapt lang namin yung technique mo na buy time purge. Binabay time lang namin para makuha nila yung game 1 at game 3, tapos sa amin na yung 4 and 5.
Pero huwag ka mag-alala. May masabi rin naman ako sa team nyo. Ito
Ano
na masabi ko. Hindi mahalaga ang magwagi. Ang mahalaga, ikaw ay... nakiwagi.
Tama. Pero alam namin, nasa amin na talaga tong 4 and 5. Kaya yung pakikibahagi mo, sana sa susunod, maayos yung ibahagi mo.
Pinag-uusapan kasi natin yung team eh. Yung ginawa nilang bahagi kanina, napakaganda. Nakita mo yung binibigay na space ni Yawi. Kuwang-kuwa sa akin. Di ba?
Pero hindi mo ba nakikita din yung mga buy time ni ni Light? Panis na panis yung yawi mo. Parehas na parehas kayong galawan eh. GG Bird!
Pero ito na lang masabi ko ulit. Sa larong ganito, dalawa lang pagpipilian mo. Ang manalo o ang matuto. Tama? Tama! Hey!
Dapat ata ako nagsasabi sa inyo eh. Kayo yung matatalo, kami yung matututo.
Pero fans ako ng Echo pero hindi man ako ganun kasama. Okay? Echo ang aking kupunan. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun, ibang team hindi ko sinusuportahan. Basta Pilipino ang manglalaro, lahat panalo, walang matatalo.
Tama.
Enigma time. Ay, wala pa.
Tama lang. Lahat tayo sinusuportahan natin lahat dito ng team. Kaya sangayon na kay Purge na lahat sinusuportahan natin. Echo RSG.
Ito. Gusto ko malaman kasi kung sino talaga ang nag-settle this. Pag nilagay ko yung kamay ko sa top ng kanilang ulo, mag-cheer kayo. Kayo ang boboto kung sino ang panalo. Okay, let's hear it for Bad Boy Boyets! Okay. Let's hear it for Urada! Ay! Mukhang may clear winner. Ay!
Echo loud, Echo Purge. Echo loud, Echo.
We settled it here. How about we get the crowd to settle it? Sona, where you at?
Alam nyo, Urada, Boyet, Mara, tama na kayo eh. Kasi ngayon, nandito tayo sa gitna, sa harap ng stage. And can I hear some more noise, everybody? Rinig na rinig ang buhay ng Echo. At ngayon, pinakikilala ko sa inyo, ito ang cheer-off. Kailangan ng lakas ng lahat ng audience dito sa pagitan ng Echo and RSG. This time, representing the Orcas is none other than Mami Dars! Okay. Narinig mo naman kanina ang sinabi ni Urada. Hindi mahalaga ang manalo, ang mahalaga ikaw ay natuto. Pero syempre gusto mo manalo, di ba?
Yes! Gustong-gustong manalo talaga, as in.
So this time, we're gonna be taking note of the cheer-off. Gusto ko na sindakin nyo ang RSG this time. Simulan mo sa pinakaunang cheer na meron ang Echo. Mommy Dars, take the floor.
Let's go, Arcos! Echo! 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 Yan po.
Parang wala namang nangyari. Okay, gusto kong malaman what's behind the cheer. Saan nagmula yung unang cheer na binigay mo sa amin?
Ayun yung galing sa Indonesia, yung M4 chan po ng mga taga-Indo.
That's wonderful. Kita mo naman yung support ng mga sa likod. Verified and certified ang ating mga nakita. Now, since this is a cheer-off, bigyan mo na kami ng pangalawa. Kasi ito yung nabanggit mo sa akin, you still have the second one. Kumbaga, ito ang iyong cheer tutorials. And this time, Mami Dars, ikaw na to ulit.
Let's go, Arcos! ECHO! Let's go, Echo! Laban, Echo! Let's go, Echo! ECHO! Let's go! Woo!
So, ikaw pala yung woo sa dulo. Right? Ikaw yun. Ikaw yung naririnig ng mga tao na nandito ngayon sa SMX. Now, talk to us, what's the story behind it once again? Sige, gawan mo ng kwento. Kwento mo to eh.
Since kasi iisa pa lang yung yung cheer ng Echo, marami akong iniisip na iba pang mga pwedeng gamitin para ma-boost yung ng Echo.
And that, again, is one of them. Nakita naman natin, grabe talaga yung suporta na nandun sa'yo. Fan favorite for a reason. And I believe you still have one more cheer to show us. Ito na yung pagkakataon mo. Kung magkakaroon ka ng cheer na ibibigay mo para sa lahat ng fans ng Echo, what would it be?
Pwede ngayon ko lang kasi...
Ngayon mo lang na-imbento. Kung ngayon mo lang na-imbento, there is no other perfect time but here in the playoffs.
Echo! Echo! Sa playoffs na to, magcha-champion tayo.
Okay. Feel ko, kailangan ko pa rin tanungin kung ano yung storya behind that one.
Siyempre, yun lang, magcha-champion po talaga Echo. Yun ang nararamdaman.
No other words needed. Palakpakan naman natin the cheer machine herself, Mami Dars. So, huwag na natin patagalin pa to. Papatalo kaya ang RSG?
Siyempre, Sona, hindi magpapatalo ang RSG! Wow! Nabibingi ako. Kasama natin dito ang super fan, Nico! Let's go, Raiders! Okay, ulitin na natin yan. Let's go, Raiders! Woo! Let's go! Okay, ikaw ang in charge. Ibibigay ko sa'yo yung mic. Kailangan ipa-cheer mo lahat ng RSG fan dito sa SMX Convention Center. Kaya mo ba?
Kayang-kaya yan!
Kailangan talbogan mo yung nasa kabila, ah.
O naman, Tamara! Kaya ko yan! Raiders, are you ready? Let's go! R! S! G! Let's go, RCR! S! G! Let's go, RCR! S! G! Let's go, RSG!
Okay, okay. Ano ba ang meron yung RSG na alam mo sa kanila talaga yung panalo ngayong araw na to?
Siyempre, meron silang teamwork. So, hindi porket nasa isang team sila, team lang for play. No, team is a family. Yun ang meron ng RSG.
Yan ang meron ng RSG. Ano pa? Bakit mananalo ang RSG ngayon?
Siyempre, malalakas sila. Tinatanong pa ba yan?
Okay nga, gusto ko malaman dito bago tayo mag-cheer ulit. Bakit? Ikaw nga ba? Bakit mananalo? Bakit mananalo RSG? Nagulat. Ba't ka nagugulat? Ikaw nga yun ang gugulat sa akin eh. Ang loud niyo pa kanina pa. Bakit RSG?
Kasi nagpapatalo yung bida sa una.
Kapatalo, yung bida sa una. Oh, okay, okay. Kanina, nagkaroon tayo ng settle this. Sino yung nagsasalita dito? Naririnig ko kanina. Ikaw ba? ba? Ikaw ba? Ikaw ba? Okay, okay, okay. Sige nga! Ipagmayabang natin yung RSG.
Mananalo RSG sapagkat malalakas sila.
Sino sa kanila ang pinakamalakas? Paboritong player?
Si Irad.
Si Irad! Bakit si Irad?
Magaling siya at child prodigy.
Yon! Okay. Kanina, nandun, may anong kaya mong gawin na kayang tapatan yung ginawa niya doon sa kabila?
Actually, lahat, Ate Mara, just so you know, here at Traders Family, lahat kami gumawa ng cheer ng RSG.
Okay! Let's hear this! Let's hear this. Lead them. Go ahead.
R! S! G! Let's go, RSG! R to the S to the G! R to the S to the G!
GG RSG!
R to the S to the G!
GG RSG!
Woo!
Grabe! Grabe talaga ang suporta natin dito sa SMX Convention Center. Kaya dapat ilagay nyo sa comment section below sino ba sa tingin yung mananalo at bakit? You can settle it right there. Now, papasok na tayo ulit sa ating laban. Babalik tayo sa ating mga casters. So, ikaw naman ang bato. With energy. Okay, game.
Casters! Pasok!
SMX, if you're hearing this, somebody turn up the AC because that face-off, that chant cheer, whatever you call it, is so electrifying. How do they manage?
Hot. I thought you'd say hot, man.
Hot and electrifying, whatever you call it. This is the first time that we witness in MPL Philippines history makes chants, makes dance moves, and all of the things. Even that bars being dropped down in the middle, that's Mara did.
Yeah, I would say we have found progress like so far.
Yeah.
Like as an audience,
yes.
we're like, you know, before, I think they mentioned this before, like, you know, at playoffs and whatnot, or even in the regular season, people were just like watching.
Yeah.
And then like slowly but surely they started to adapt, they started to evolve. Now you have, yeah, all those light
With M5 coming here, and I know a lot more of our fans in the Philippines actually fly out to the other countries to watch the international tournaments. Like, show them the lakas ng Pinas of the audience. You know, the energy, the creativity. Let's bring more out of that because, like, the Indonesian fans, they're fantastic. Honestly, like, I'm gonna give them that. They set the bar for like fan energy and creativity. I want the Filipino fans to be inspired by that and show the potential that is innate in the Filipinos to scream our freaking lungs out.
Man, I will say that when I went to Indonesia for the first time for M4, feeling the energy of the audience, I was like, is this a Mobile Legends tournament, or am I in like a
right
football
sport?
game?
Yeah, right. And to add more of that, imagine a whole stadium with flags, carrying up the jersey, their colors. And mind you, all of the side of that stadium has drums and has dancers. I want to see more of the dancing here in the Philippines. We haven't seen it yet. And since Indonesia is raising up the bar on how to chant and cheer, us Filipinos are also do good, or we will do good on the dancing as well.
Yeah, we have that in us. Let's bring it.
Not me.
Bring it.
I'm not quite the dancer.
We're giving you a little bit of time. I know it will show.
Yeah.
It will show.
There's a dancer in all of
Nope.
us. I'm sure there's one in you.
Nope. It's been about 3-4 seasons now, still not dancing.
Well, we're not talking about being in. We're not talking about being in the desk, bro. If we caught you dancing, by some point, we will do it something we can upload online.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I'm not dancing in front of you, Francis.
Man, what if like Naisu was actually like a awesome ballet dancer? Like the most
Hidden
graceful,
talent.
His childhood.
Yeah, like a hidden talent.
Man,
That's my headcanon now. I'm sure you have that in you.
I hope you have more of this sharing on how our childhood went, on how we do the jazz.
Why are you?
And the ballet
this
dances.
is therapy.
I was gonna say we don't need any more Google searches of Naisu. It's already happened with the whole Century Tuna thing by our dear friend Mirko. And you know we don't need to type Naisu dancing.
You have the search bar, folks. You have all the time. But now it's the world champs who's on match point, and they chose to be on the red side this time around, which gives RSG to prioritize their hero pick this time around.
Okay. Looking at the bands, there's a big shift in the picture of the draft. First time we're gonna be seeing
Sir, what's your command?
Echo on the red side. And it seems like they're just mirroring the priority bands from when they were in the opposite sides here. Kaj is still not being given at all. RSG really do not want to give the Yuzhong. The Yuzhong going to the hands of Echo opens up or closes the possibility of a lineup with even a Farsa potentially shining. With RSG banning out the Fredrin, this seems like a signal for either three things. If the Lancelot is open here, could be a Lancelot first pick, a Glue first pick, or a Valentina first pick. If the Arlot is open, for sure the Arlot will go in the hands of RSG.
Yeah. Nats is a beast in all of the hero that he uses, and there could be no surprise if this is the first card that RSG is going to use. We have 39 seconds, and this is, or what could be the prio pick of RSG here. Because right now, we are seeing similar bands. Glue is out of the option. Fredden as well for RSG. And this is a Lancelot! Ranmar, I see you stood up. What is this? What's this mean for RSG?
It is exactly what they did in their crucial victory against Echo. Game number 2, a Lancelot first pitch. This forces Echo to go pick up the Joy and the Arlot. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the difference is, or actually RSG can mimic what they did back then and they can go ahead and pick up the Brody if they want to. If not the Brody, they can go early carry, but I'm sure Echo will have it red if RSG are just replicating what they did in the past. Valentina will be a fantastic option yet again. So if I'm RSG, just either pick up the Valentina now and then pick up your marksman as well, but you're already showing all your aces. But then that would mean the picks for the roam and the XP lane has to be really good.
Okay. Yuzong is available. No, not available though. But this is Mincitar for RSG. And Franco with Light.
So
no marksman.
Yeah, they're going with Franco Mincitar combo, right? So now it's Echo that has to deal with the basically their own dance, right? Dodging basically these hooks, these spears. And at the same time, I like what you mentioned, Redmar, how that first pick Lancelot really kind of changed the pace of this a little bit for that first phase. But more so for Echo, this is very similar to what we've seen them do in the past. Having the Arlot, having the Joy, now the Akai, part of their bases are pretty much covered for the most part, right? They need really to lock down or hone in on this lineup because they know that they will be dealing with that pickoff-esque kind of lineup here. And at the same time, RSG this time, with Irad having that Lancelot, albeit be in the tanks a lot, right? You can still do quite a bit of work with that. And I feel like that's something that so far in these series where, you know, RSG has struggled a bit is just relying too much on one aspect of damage.
Yes.
And so now you have it more, I would say, it's spread better. Of course, you need to see what they're going to throw in the mid lane, right? What magic damage they're going to deal with.
Yeah.
But so far, I like what RSG is doing here to possibly take us to a Game 5.
They're all playmakers, man, and all make sense because if they don't need to rely on just one, and to make all their magic and cards work, they need to activate everybody here that they can do. Again, this is match point for Echo. They ban out the Kadita that could be a possible steal for RSG, and as well as the Valentina that you guys mentioned. So more. Oh, Eve is still open, and Farsa.
Yeah. Up against a lineup with a Joy, though, Eve looks like the better pick here for RSG, but I wouldn't be surprised if Echo goes ahead and picks that as pick 4, and then the Roamer will be their last pick. For the side of RSG, they might be... Oh, I really thought they'd actually be drafting the Claude. That's why they... Ah, interesting. Okay, so they really don't want to give the Claude instead.
Okay, so they don't want that annoying marksman who can be in and out.
A lot of dive. I'd want to see
Position with a dive.
Brody here, maybe for Echo. Pick it up right now.
Welcome to
Nope,
my
still gonna be the Grok.
friend.
And still, this is gonna be a mid lane Joy. A mid lane Joy for Echo.
Yep, certainly. So Sanji on this one. So what are the options here for the gold lane? So we still have Melissa on the table. We still have the Brody for RSG. For Eman.
It's a really tanky frontier for Echo. A carry would look good.
Oh.
But they need a bit more peel. Their mid laner, I wonder what's it gonna be.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole group of them.
Yeah, it's our MDL casters. Inaugural best caster for the MDL. Bring it to there alongside Athena
there you
as
go.
well. Great call there, OS6. And of course, with the Eve open, they pick up the Eve.
Wow. That's two.
Good job, Francis.
The even the Melissa up against the Joy, as Renmar mentioned, but the carry here for Echo, man, we're on the right track here on how they're going for.
Yeah, okay, so it's not it's a roam Grok, a jungle Akai, mid lane Joy. That's the picture of the draft for these two. And this might be one of those games of whoever just presses better wins.
Yeah.
It sounds better when I say it in Filipino.
How does it go in Filipino?
Pagalingan ng pindutan.
Pagalingan ng pindutan.
Yeah, oh, wow, you said that perfectly, dude.
Yes, sir. Whoa.
I'm proud of you.
You're a true Filipino.
I'm proud of
You are
you.
Filipino.
Let's go.
And yeah, so yes, it boils down to who presses the buttons better, who executes better. It seems like it. But the X factor for sure is the interaction between the Mincetar ultimate, the King's Calling, and the entry of Nats, plus, and here's a surprise here, the heavy spin of Carl TZ, of being able to spread everyone out and potentially get out of a really shaky King's Calling.
This hero was Carl TZ's best bet for most of their matches today, and he's not letting go. Oh, we have Sanford and Nats on camera. We have our XP lane matchup here, and we're trying to look for a possibility on how Nats would use this, because we haven't seen Nats on this hero, though.
Yeah, it's going to be his debut. And one of the difficult things about the lineup of Echo is their lack of long-range poke. This lineup of Echo is honest. They will get in your face. They will just try to be disruptive with the dives of Sanford and Sanchi. But if RSG can leverage and position themselves well enough, Echo might not even be able to reach Emma during the big team fights. Hence why you see here an early rotation topside by Sanji to disrupt and slow Eman as much as he can. As long as RSG and help out Eman and Eman stays in a relatively safe distance, it's good news for RSG, bad news for Echo.
Okay, so the pressure up top for Benny Cutie. Light looking for information. Irad is on the crab going rather. So Sanji got on the first Lethal Wanderer, and possibly now he's mostly busy on how he could rotate actually from top to bottom. So only tells with information on how Echo could really pressure RSG to early game.
Oh. I mean, a little early poking going on, but really nothing going to happen, you know, at least until I would say that first turtle does come up where we see both of these teams really see what they make out of their compositions, right? I mean, even Sanji on top of it is what we've seen from Joy so far, whether she's in the mid lane, whether she's parked in a side lane, hell, even if she's jungling, she's still a nuisance, right? And it came to a point where Joy in itself as a hero is really kind of hard to deal with for a lot of teams. And so now are the tools there, especially for RSG. The turtle's already going to be less than half health here. Nav's already using the ultimate. Urad going to go in, but not going to find what he's looking for. Turtle secured. There's the bloody hunt, the follow-up. Sanford going to flicker around. Another flicker from Nas. Going to miss it, though. Sanji there to help him out. One hit away. Sanford dodges the hook. Sidesteps and survives. Turtle was secured by Echo.
Off-cam kill there up top. Benny Cutie. Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh, look at Sanford.
Yeah. Still going to be going. Once again, Navs will get that stun off, but survives both of them.
Wins across the map there for Echo. Not the dream start here for RSG. Emman already dished one death. Great help and assist there by Echo. Benny Cutie, the solo kill. And of course, the response of Echo there in that turtle. Walk away with a kill and no other losses.
Okay. Well, speaking of losses here, RSG needs to have a checklist on how to counter the control of Echo right now. Yaoi being busy with information as well as Sanji. The two players of Echo right now is so important on where to strike.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, Flicker with the wild charge. Benny Cutie trying to get the kill there. To get away from me is popped. Heavy spin comes down. Not going to be enough. Emon, light fall. Echo finding two on the top side.
Echo are getting the start they want. Benny Cutie might get punished here.
Yeah, Benny Cutie did not know that they were waiting for him there. So will fall top side. RSG finally on the board. Still 2 versus 2 here. But they ultimately going to back off, get set up for that turtle in less than half a minute.
That looked quite amusing to me. It's like Carl Tuzzi and Yaoi said, hey guys, we can both go. Hey, wait, we don't have damage. Let's just get out of here. Just let them be. We have to commend RSG. Exort and Irad's playing